Bear Scout was falling. He didn't know what to do. That's when he remembered his goofy fruit snacks. He took one and ate it. He was instantaneously transported to a temple-looking place. He looked around and saw 3 pedestals. He placed the ball of socks on the first, the super cool shirt on the second, and the dope hat on the third. Suddenly, without warning, the cargo brown pants appeared at the other end of the room. Bear Scout was about to grab them when he was thrown against a wall. He blacked out soon after. Back in the village, Luigi had been sent back to his home for some reason. He knew he had to warn the villagers of the incoming threat. They were all in grave danger. Back in the temple, Bear Scout had reawakened and saw his attacker. It was none other than Lego Sans. "So, figured it out, have you?" Bear Scout didn't answer. "You did good work, you know," Sans said. "Too bad you won't be able to make it home." Bear Scout spoke up. "Tell me what this is all about." "You see," Sans replied, "a long time ago, me and your uncle were best pals. I was mute, and he helped me translate my thoughts. We went to school together, and we learned about the tomb of the cargo brown pants. We learned of their true power. They can help a person overcome any disability, including being mute. I wanted these pants so much. I was disregarded as a kid because no one could understand me. I became obsessed with finding the pants. So obsessed, I overcame my disability on my own. But I wasn't after the pants for help anymore. I wanted them for power. One day your uncle found me torturing another student whom I was interrogating. He saw me release my full wrath. It drove him to the edge of the village. I pretended to be mute for a while and have been, just to make sure he doesn't alert anyone of my true power. Because he knows that if I'm not mute, everyone is in danger. So one day I went to him and put a spell on him. I made him inform you about the pants. You did all the dirty work for me, and to top it off, I made him place just one less goofy fruit snack in your hand, so you could never get back to the village. Then I came here to finally take what I have waited my whole life for. You don't have to do this, said Bear Scout. On the contrary, Scout Bear, Sans said, turning around. I already did. Sans equipped the 4 pieces of clothes and rose in power. He threw a destructive blast at Bear Scout, but it never hit him. What? Said the evil skeleton. Luigi was standing in the way of Bear Scout. You aren't going to lay another blast on my nephew. Suddenly, Bear Scout's uncle wasn't the only one standing in front of him. The entire village had made it to the temple thanks to Luigi. Additionally, the villagers and goblins from the first trial were here, and Senor Skibidi's crew. Even Marcus and Golden Frezzy were here. Bear Scout's friends were here to defend him. If you want to get to him, you'll have to go through all of us, said Tank. With pleasure, Sans replied. He put all his energy into a supersonic blast. The group tried to hold strong, but one by one they fell. Yes, yelled Sans. Their energy is mine. Just a little bit more and I'll finally be the most powerful being in the universe. No one will ignore me ever again. Bear Scout looked at the destruction. Even though he was very weak, he decided to stand against Sans. What are you doing, puny bear? Sans screamed. Bear Scout looked around. His friends had died to protect him. He wouldn't let them die in vain. Bear Scout mustered all his energy. He used all his and his friends' kindness and love and compiled it all into a blast more powerful than ever. No, yelled Sans. The blast threw him against the wall. The 4 pieces of clothes fell off of him. Bear Scout pulled out his final attack, a goofy fruit snack that would send the victim to a void, one outside of time and space. Stop, Sans yelled. You don't have to do this. Bear Scout looked at him. On the contrary, Sans, he quoted, I already have. He threw the fruit snack right at him. Sans disappeared in an instant. Bear Scouts looked around, went over to the clothes, and used them to revive his friends. They all gathered around him, congratulating him. "How did you guys even get here?" asked Bear Scout. "I had a few extra fruit snacks," answered Luigi. "By the way," he said, "I'm sorry for all the trouble I have caused the village." "It's okay, Luigi," they all said. "How are we going to get home?" asked Bear Scout. Luigi just smiled and held out the final Goofy Aw fruit snack. "You guys ready?" he said. They all laughed before they disappeared from the temple. A few months later, the village was back to normal. Sort of. The villagers from the first trial had finally agreed they were not wearing pants, and Senor Skibidi stopped his evil ways. Gromlin became the new owner of the Burning Box Hotel because of Sans not being there anymore. Marcus became the town's main source of entertainment, hosting concerts every other night. Even Zurg made a new friend. As for the clothes, Bear Scout told Lego Owl to hide them as far away as he could. Bear Scout didn't want any more bad guys around. Speaking of Bear Scout, he plans on taking a break from adventuring. But who knows? He might have another adventure soon. But that's a story for another day.